Well, one time I got chewed out by a client for my prices being too high. It was quite the experience, but I kind of got chewed out. I got scolded, kind of like I was a little child. It was pretty crazy. I remember the feeling like it was yesterday. This was probably about 5 years ago, back in 2018 or so, when I got scolded by a client. Basically, they called me up. They wanted a bunch of work done. They had a whole laundry list of items: ceiling fans, light fixtures, toilets, things like that, right? Easy stuff. And I basically gave them a price. I think at the time I was charging 90 bucks an hour, not by the hour, but by the job. So they gave me a list of stuff that needed to be done. I gave them a price, and they were like, like, this is ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself. I cannot believe you're charging people this amount of money. She's like, I don't know what kind of growth you're expecting, but this is absolutely asinine. It was great. And I remember that feeling like, this was back when I was still like super codependent. So I was like, oh man, like, whoa, maybe I'm charging too much. Like, I'm ripping people off. Like, all these thoughts going through your head. And looking back at that now, like, I charge more than double of what I was charging then. And it's really just kind of a thought of like, what if I lose clients, right? Like, I don't want to lose clients because I need clients. Well, what I learned from that was absolutely interesting. Hey friends, welcome back to day 17 of my 100-day video challenge. I'm super excited to have you here. If you guys are brand new to this series, I'm going through a 100-day video challenge. So for the next 100 business days, I'm making a handyman YouTube video to try and impart some wisdom, basically going back to when I first started my business, and talking about kind of all the problems that I occurred, all the failures that I had, and then also talking about some of the successes and things like that, but really trying to learn from my past mistakes and share that with you guys. I did a thing like this probably 4 years ago called the Vlog, and that was kind of an experience where I videotaped all of my work, and I shared with you guys very closely all of my problems, all of my mistakes, what I was charging, things like that. I got over 100 episodes of the Vlog. It was absolutely interesting. So I thought I would do something like that, similar to that now. So I started my business back in January 1st, 2017. That's when I went full-time. And then today is actually September 26th, 2023. So we're almost a month into this challenge. I'm super stoked. But today I want to talk about mindset around sales. So the mindset around sales is really tricky because at the end of the day, you need to sell work, right? We need to sell work, or else we're just sitting around twiddling our thumbs and we're not doing anything, right? But we also, on the flip side of that, is we need to make money. We need to make money to actually pay our bills, to feed our family, feed ourselves, things like that. Put gas in our truck. So you're balancing those two different things, making enough money but selling enough jobs. And how do you do that, and how do you do that appropriately? The biggest thing that I hear from people, is that if I raise my prices so that I could, afford things, right, people won't hire me and I'll lose clients. So there's that balance that you need to figure out. Now, at the end of the day, one interesting thing that I learned about raising my prices, because that story that I shared when that client just chewed me out, I was actually charging, I think, 75, 90 bucks an hour. Now we're at 198 bucks an hour. So it's quite a drastic change from that. And people, if you were to look at that from the outside, you'd be like, well, if you couldn't get work at 75 bucks an hour, how are you getting work at 198 bucks an hour, right? That's a good question. What I found was very interesting is that when you raise your prices, you raise your clientele as well. So that person that chewed me out for charging 75 bucks an hour is not my ideal client. They aren't calling me anymore that my rates are 198. They weren't even going to call me back when my rates were 75. So at the end of the day, the way to find that equilibrium, that balance between charging enough money and having enough work, is basically valuing yourself and presenting that value to your client through sales. That's really what sales is. And again, like we talked about before, sales starts long before the initial contact, the first phone call. Sales is really branding and how people find you and how you look online and how you sound on the phone and things like that. Even the tone and the way that you say certain things implicates certain things about your business. So as you start charging more as an hourly rate, you start attracting the clients that value that type of service that you give. So we've never been, the type of handyman that kind of offers kind of Walmart service or, whatever, food for less service, right? So you could say there's two different styles, right? There's Walmarts and there's Bel Airs or Rayleighs, right? or Save Marts, depending on what part of the country you're in. And Bel Air, they aren't going after Walmart customers, and Walmart is not going after Bel Air customers. Bel Air has their own customers, Walmart has their own customers, and they're content with that, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Both companies are thriving, both companies are doing great, but at the end of the day, you need to understand that not every client is your ideal client. You might be going after a client that's a Walmart client, or you might be going after a client that's a Bel Air client. And you need to understand what category you sit in as a business, and really it comes down to what kind of services you want to provide. What kind of services, what kind of professionalism that you want to provide will dictate basically what type of clientele you're looking for. So I realized that, and I kind of learned that throughout the many years in business here, failures and successes and losing money and getting called bad names. That's not the only time I got chewed out for my prices, by the way. It's happened many times. In fact, I just got, I didn't get chewed out yesterday, but a lady got kind of crazy. I told her the price and she's like, whoa, like that's insane. Like I was not expecting that. And at the end of the day, she was fine with it, but like she was like blown away because some people just don't know how much things cost, right? And what will dictate the type of client that you are going for is really the type of person that they are, right? Do they value price over like professionalism or security, or do they value security and professionalism over price? So as your prices rise, your level of service needs to rise as well. And you need to start attracting those people that value that professionalism, the service, the honesty, the integrity over the price. And you can kind of judge this on a sales call. When someone first calls in, if their first question is, before they even say their name, they just say, I got a ceiling fan, what's that gonna cost, right? They don't even, and you're like, oh, let's step back here. Tell me, what's your name? Where are you located? What's going on here? If all they want is a price, you can tell that they are looking for just the price, and they value the price over anything else that you can offer. They're gonna get kind of what they want, right? They're gonna find someone that has what they want and has at the price range that they want. But at the end of the day, I want to work with people who want what I have, which is professionalism, service, integrity, honesty, warranty, things like that. And those are the people that I want to target. So at the end of the day, you really need to narrow that down, and you'll get chewed out a lot less. You're still going to get chewed out because it happens, right? People are people, and you need to understand that. But I hope that this video has been helpful for you. I know that this was something that I definitely dealt with at the very beginning of my business. I still deal with today. Like I said yesterday, there was a lady that got a little bit mad at our prices. It happens, right? And at the end of the day, you can't be afraid of losing jobs because not every client is your ideal client. You need to start focusing your time and your attention on attracting the clients that you want to work with. I want to work with people that respect me and my family because I respect them and their family. At the end of the day, that's it, right? I want to work with people that value me, not people that don't value me. I don't want people that are just worried about the price. I want people that are worried about the person and the service and the warranty that's going to come with the price. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this video. Drop a comment in the comment section below. If not, just drop a comment, say checking in for day 17, and we will catch you guys tomorrow, which is day 18. We're going to be digging into more fun stories of when I first started out. We'll catch you all later. Like and subscribe. See you guys tomorrow.